Okay, so the last couple of videos were about kind of pairs and mostly about pairs and just like looking at your hand and figuring out how good it is objectively on this flop, on this turn, on this river. Now I want to do a video about the other type of hand you can get on the flop. And the other type of hand you can get on the flop is a draw. There's two types of draws. There's straight draws and flush draws, right? Straight draw is a draw to a straight. A flush draw is a draw to a flush. Pretty simple, right? And by draw, I mean you can, with only one more card, you would complete the straight or you complete the flush. There's also backdoor draws, which is like you got three cards out of five. You're gonna need to hit on the flop, on the turn and on the river. Rare to complete a backdoor draw, but it happens sometimes. Anyway, so looking down at your hands, 8-7 suited, right? This is suited connectors. These are the kings of hitting draws, right? That's you get suited connectors, you're hoping to hit a draw on the flop. I mean, a pair is nice, but more so you're really hoping for that draw. So anyway, same scenario as always. We're on the button, raise to $1.50, and get a call from the big blind. Actually, I could have gotten creative and said that somebody else raised and we called because we got that. Those suited connectors. It's a situation where it's okay to do that, but whatever. Anyways, we go to the flop. Okay, so right here we have a straight draw. 4 blank 6 7 8, right? A 5 will complete our straight. So there's two types of straight draws. There's gut shot draws, which is where you only have one card that complete your straight, and then there's, you can call them open-enders or double-barreled gut shots. I'll explain that one in a second. Just basically where two cards can complete your straight, right? Now, obviously, those are better than the ones where one card can complete your straight, but these aren't bad either. And on top of that, we have a backdoor flush draw. What I mean by that is another card another club on the turn will give us 4 clubs, and then another club on the river will give us the flush, right? So a flush is still possible at this point. Not likely, but possible. So this is the sort of hand I like to bluff with, right? Because currently I have 8 high, right? That's kind of sucks, right? What's the best hand you could have on this board? Well, there is actually a straight possible already. You could have 7-5, you could have 5 deuce. Besides that, you could have pocket 6s, pocket 4s, pocket 3s. Those would give you trips. You could have 6-4, 4-3, 6-3. Okay, besides that, your tier 1 is going to be, you have a 6. Somebody with ace 6 is doing good, right? Tier 2 is going to be 4s. Tier 3 is going to be 3s. Tier 4 is going to be an ace. Then a king, a queen, a jack, a 10, right? So our hand is currently literally just 8 high, right? So this is a perfect position to bluff because at this moment, our hand is garbage, right? We're losing to pretty much any other hand. You don't want to bluff with good hands. Like, you want to get value for those, right? So perfect bluffing situation. So let's say the big blind checks. I'm going to go ahead and bluff. I'm going to go with 250. No, let's go $3. Let's go $3. After all, I'm bluffing. I want the guy to fold. You want to bet big when you're bluffing. Okay, let's say we get a call. That's okay too. To the turn we go. Okay, and we have a jack on the turn. That completed the flush of her clubs. Now all I'm left with is a gut shot. This kind of poured some cold water on my bluff in here because I didn't get the 5, obviously, but I also didn't get a club, right? A club would give me a flush draw to go with my gut shot. And I did get a diamond, which completed a different flush. So I'd probably give up bluffing here. I'd probably wave the white flag. But yeah, I was just trying to give kind of an idea of like what kind of draws look like. Let me show an example of what I'm talking about when I say open-ended or double gutter. So here we go. Now, if this had been the flop, this would be an open-ended straight draw, right? A 5 or a 10 gives you a straight, right? So these are perfect candidates to bluff. I like bluffing these on the flop, on the turn, and on the river. When I hit this on the flop, I'm going ham. Um, and sometimes I bust out. Sometimes I get called down 3 times. Okay, that's fine. That's going to happen sometimes. But I like these. The other way you can have a really cool straight draw is called a double gutter. Let's see if I can get the right cards for this. Okay, there we go. So this is a double-barreled gut shot. So you look, it's kind of weird, but like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would be a straight, and then 7, 8, 9, 10 jack would be a straight. So 10 or a 6 will give you the straight here. So it's about the same value as the previous one I showed you. It's just we have two cards that would give us a straight. So that's cool. Flush draw is pretty self-explanatory, right? It's just you have 4 clubs in this situation, so 1 more club and you got a flush, right? Pretty simple. As I mentioned earlier, there's also backdoor flush draws. So like you got 3 clubs, so you'd need a club and another club, so it's unlikely to happen. The math works out that if you have a backdoor flush draw on the flop, you'll hit it like 3 or 4% of the time, so not often, but sometimes. And then in the same token, there is such a thing as a backdoor straight draw, right? So like if you have all right, you have 7, 8, 9, right? So if you hit 10 jack or 6, 5 or 10, 6, on the turn and on the river, we call that runner in poker, you would hit a straight, right? So most of the time, when you have suited connectors, you'll hit at least usually some sort of backdoor draw. It's actually kind of rare to have no draws at all on the flop. This is why suited connectors are cool. They're fun to play. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to bring up about draws. Oh yeah, combo draws. So a flush draw and a straight draw are not mutually exclusive. You can have both. Just need a club here. Okay, so in this situation, a 9 would give you a straight, and a club would give you a flush. So you've got a combo draw. Or a monster draw, sometimes called. It's a gut shot mixed with a straight draw, right? What did I say? A gut shot mixed with a flush draw. Sorry. So that's one way you can have it. Let me see. Actually, if this were swapped out for a 9, this is even sicker. So now a jack or a 6 would give you a straight, and a club would give you a flush. At this point, statistically, you are more likely to make a straight or a flush than not. It is over 50%. When you have 2 cards to give you a straight and 9, all the clubs or all the spades, all the diamonds, all the hearts to give you a flush, it happens more often than not that you actually complete one of those. And as far as calculating your odds of hitting a straight or a flush, I will get into that in a later video, but that's draws.